Welcome, everyone. My name is Leela Rhodes, and I'll be your moderator today. Thank you so much for joining us here at Netcom Learning, a market leader in promoting lifelong learning, training, and talent development solutions. We are very excited to host today's event, Learn How to Implement Cisco Enhanced Wireless Features. Presenting today's topic is Faisal. Faisal has over 10 years' experience in Cisco Collaboration as a CCIE Collaboration and Cisco UCCE consultant. He has successfully trained over 1,000 learners around the world and continues to help educate the community with his expertise. As a top contributor in his field, Faisal has developed over 500 Cisco Collaboration video labs and lectures customized for specific clients around the globe. Please bear in mind that this is an overview of a very robust topic. We offer a collection of technical and business courses that can be tailored toward your specific requirements. If you're interested in a further discussion, you can make an appointment with our learning consultants through our website at www.netcomlearning.com. Today's session is also being recorded, so you will get free access to the recording in the next 24 hours via email. Netcom Learning helps customers build innovative learning organizations by achieving a smarter workforce, adopting change, and driving growth. We do this with a broad catalog of offerings, developing customized learning plans, and our global delivery capabilities. Since 1998, we have been empowering organizations with our managed learning services to help them reach optimal performance results and address challenges. We have 9 practice areas in which we specialize. They encompass people, process, and technology training. Today's presentation is from the networking practice area. Netcom Learning offers a comprehensive training portfolio of courses for today's topic. Our upcoming classes include various trainings on the given courses. You can also access a variety of marketing assets, such as the free training and blogs, by clicking on the available event handout. These offerings can also be found with a simple search on our website at www.netcomlearning.com. Today's session will help you understand Cisco's expanded wireless features, how to use them, infrastructure settings for wireless network, and much more. Now, I'll just give you a quick overview of the logistics before we get started. To start with, you have the option to view in full screen mode by clicking on the full screen button on the right side of the GoToWebinar viewer. Simply hit the escape key to exit the full screen. Everyone has been muted except for our presenters. Please feel free to submit any questions you have for the presenters here in the questions pane, and we will address them at the end of the session. To get the best out of today's event, we have included the slides, courses we've talked about, and marketing assets in the handout section of your GoToWebinar viewer. You may refer to them to get a better understanding of the topic. Now, we realize some of you may have to leave early and wanted to let you know that as you leave the session today, you will be presented with a short survey. We would like to request for you to take a quick moment to participate in that survey. Your feedback really helps us understand your learning experience and improve our future sessions. The survey answers are measured on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 representing outstanding, and 1 representing poor. And now I'll pass the time over to our trainer to present today's topic. Hi, Faisal. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hello. Thank you for a wonderful introduction. I hope I'm audible and you can see my screen.
Yes, you are audible, and we can see your screen too.
Thank you so much. Hello, my name is Faisal Khan, and I'm a Cisco certified instructor working with Netcom Learning. Now, in this webinar, we're going to talk about the Cisco Enhanced Wireless feature. Now, Cisco provides various different solutions when it comes to wireless and, of course, data networking. We're going to give you the overview about those solutions. We're going to talk about some of the components that are involved in wireless, such as the access networking, software-defined access, which is probably one of the most productive features that might be available in wireless. We'll talk about Wi-Fi 6, as well as MERAKI wireless, Cisco DNA, and various other controller-related features that are available to Cisco wireless solutions. Cisco wireless are resilient and have an integrated security that you need for your environment and adapted for intelligent, providing a highly useful insight for your network. with an intent-based networking that is built on Cisco DNA, which is probably one of the most talked feature right now, called digital network architecture. Now, these solutions will go beyond the latest Wi-Fi 6 and 6E 802.11ax. Now, there are key benefits for using Cisco wireless solutions. With a powerful customizable solution for companies of all sizes, whether you're small to mid-size or even enterprise, Cisco wireless portfolio will help you manage your growing number of connected wireless devices. Now, whether you're using a desktop, a laptop, or your mobile phone, it doesn't matter. It is compatible with most of the latest technologies that are available from the industry. Now, Cisco provides various different devices that are part of your wireless component. For example, Cisco Catalyst 9000 series switches. Combine the power of Catalyst with the simplicity of MERAKI, which is basically a cloud-based solutions, gives the customer a deployment flexibility of deploying their network. Now, we will talk about various different components and give you some of the features that are available to you. Now, next we're going to talk about the access networking. Now, in order to provide appropriate access networking, you want to provide a simplified IT operations. Now, with automations, visibility, combining to bring your flexible network management experience across a multiple domain. Now, Cisco also provide wireless solutions that give the user a choice and flexibility in how they connect, whether they are connecting through 5G network, Wi-Fi 6/6E, or other technologies. It does allow you to build a smart and sustainable workspace, satisfy a new hybrid work demand while meeting your sustainability and safety goals, while getting you back to office work. With the working from a home office or a remote locations, the ability to give the users a way to connect to the corporate environment provides a hybrid workplace. You can also deploy the AI-enabled security at a scale. Now, of course, this gives you an ability to provide a continuous zero trust security features and a visibility for your people and things. One of the key features of Cisco Wireless is called the DNS Center. Cisco DNS Center is a centralized manager running a collection of applications and services powering the digital network architecture, known as the DNA. Now, Cisco DNA that begins with the foundation of digital-ready infrastructure that includes your typical routers, access point, wireless LAN controller. Automation, analytics, visibility, and management of the DNA are all enabled through a central software. Now, SD access, which is software-defined access, is part of this software. It makes it much more favorable, a technology that gives the users a multiple way of accessing, including from software-enabled devices. Now, SD access, which is software-defined access, provides a zero trust security in your workplace. It provides a secure access by all users, all devices, and from all locations across your application and network environment. With identity and verify all endpoint using, for example, an IoT devices, you can establish policies and segmentation to ensure the latest privilege access-based endpoint and user time. With wireless continual monitoring and endpoint behavior, it helps you ensure that compliance and including encrypted traffic. It does allow you to stop threat migrations, quarantine endpoint whenever is needed. Now, when you deploy a software-defined access point or access, there are multiple different components that you have to look at. For example, control panel nodes, which basically provide the hosting of the database that manages the endpoint ID to device relationship. You also have components like fabric border node, device, which is basically the core or distribution switch. Now, this device, for example, will provide connected to your layer 3 network in order to provide you the SD access fabric. Other components involved are fabric edge node, an edge device that can connect the wired endpoint to your SD access. So you not only have the wireless component, but it is possible to also use the wired device to communicate through the fabric edge node in order to communicate to the rest of the wireless devices. Now you also have something known as the wireless LAN controller, or wireless controller in short form. Now WLC controller, which is basically has the fabric built-in enable feature. So these are the components that you probably will need to enable in order to deploy wireless solutions that provide software-defined access for your environment. Now, the Wi-Fi 6 and 6E, when it comes to wireless, obviously one of the most important aspects of that is access. Access to applications, access to data, access to services. Now, the network has the power to provide a reliable delivery of data across your network, application to access to the right users across your organizations. But what happens is when demand for mobility continues to increase, how advanced your technology, such as Internet of Things or IoT, 5G, Wi-Fi 6E, are addressing the need for those mobile users. Today, people are working more and more from either remote locations or from their home. How's your network is designed to provide accessibility through that one or two entrance point that you have within your organizations? So you have to look into your access points, because access is everything. To give the users an access to your organization securely, more hybrid manner, probably will increase the productivity of your organizations if you provision the right solutions. Now, not only that, the hybrid work is also becoming a new normal for letting everyone and everything connected from anywhere. Hybrid work empowers the people to work from home. Now, office and pretty much any locations. Now, of course, there are certain things that have to be keep in mind when you are deploying a hybrid network. Access is one thing, but on top of that, security has to be also in place. Because if your network connecting from whether the wired network or VPN or from wireless, if your network is not secure, you're going to have even a bigger problem. An intelligent network is critical for creating a workplace where your employee and your customer feel safe of sharing their data or their informations. Customers needs to feel safe and productive. As the workplace become more geographical distributed, the workplace is undergoing a serious transformation from a wired environment to a complete wireless environment. Cisco provide a secure network solutions that not only include the wired, but also a series of devices and network applications that is designed for a completely wireless environment. Wi-Fi 6 is one of those. Wi-Fi 6 has opened up a new possibility for wireless and hybrid work. It improves the speed, it improves the capacity, and it controls not only the existing application that you already have, but provides more open access to other applications. Now, one of the technology that we're here, for example, is known as OFDMA, or orthogonal frequency division multiplexing. Now, this is a type of frequency that is used in wireless for multiplexing that can used by subcarrier more efficiently in Wi-Fi 6. When it comes to transporting your data, now previously when you're using to transfer the data, user would usually have a time slot where they will have to be wait in a line before a time slot is available for them to transmit the data. And that would have caused more what you call bottleneck. So with the inclusion of the OFDMA, Cisco is able to efficiently transport those data even more faster. Now, you have all sorts of endpoints within your organizations. Now, if you're typically experienced with working with wireless, you probably have, whether it's a home office or your physical office, you have different access points in different locations. One of the problems with that is that you have to manage those access points individually. Well, Cisco has made that life much more easier by using a solution called Cisco MERAKI Wireless. Cisco MERAKI Wireless is basically a cloud-based managed solution that provide you easy access to any user, device, and application from the edge to the cloud. Now, while maintaining the robust security, because remember, whenever you're dealing with the cloud, security has to be a paramount. Combining the industry-leading Wi-Fi access points and powerful switching capability and mobile device management capability all managed under one interfaces. With Meraki Wireless Solutions, you can also define your software-defined WAN, which we talked about it slightly before, that the SD Access Wireless integrate a wireless access to your SD Access architecture to gain all the advantage of fabric and DNA automations. Now, some of the feature of SD Access are, for example, centralized wireless control plane, optimized distributed data plane. You got seamless layer 2 roaming capability. Now, most environment, if you go to, let's say, on a fifth floor of your office, let's say you have a Wi-Fi device on your hand, you're connected to a particular AP or access point. But imagine if you were to go to a branch office somewhere in Singapore and you are going to connect to the Wi-Fi there. Well, if you are using the Cisco wireless solutions, you could transport that SID or wireless access point information across your wired network or layer 3 device environment all the way to Singapore, and as if like you are just connecting in the same office as you are in your home office, for example. This is where the seamless layer 2 roaming becomes very useful. You also have the simplified guest mobility tunneling. Obviously, most organizations will provide some sort of guest wireless access, which allows anybody who's not an employee to use your infrastructure to either browse the internet or browse company websites. Well, in that scenario, Cisco software-defined WAN or wireless environment will provide you much more easy way to manage that solutions. Now, some of the product that Cisco has that allows you to design all these solutions, for example, are the 9000 series product. You got 9100 access point. This is, of course, you're going to provide them in indoor or even outdoor deployment. You also have something known as the IA9167 series, which is basically the Wi-Fi 6 or 6E ready, or known as a Cisco Ultra Reliable Wireless Backhaul. Now, if you need a heavy-duty access point, you want to go with, for example, IW6300 model, which is purposely built for hazardous locations. Let's say you have a warehouse, or maybe you have a location in a mining environment. This would be a heavy-duty access point for those environments. Now, the 6300 series, which is embedded access point, service access point, has a built-in security plus resilient wireless mesh capability design. Now, Cisco also have something known as a Cisco Industrialized Wireless 3700 series, which is mostly for industrial environment, or if you need a Wi-Fi on an outdoor environment. So when it comes to choosing the right product, it is important for you to choose the right device from Cisco. So, for example, 9100 access point could be, maybe it may not solve the outdoor issue. You may need to use that for indoor, but if you choose the wrong product in the wrong locations, you will have not only performance issue, you could also have a security compromise there as well. So it is important for us to go through the proper information about the product that you're going to choose to ensure that you choose the right one. Now, as I mentioned, the other, aside from the access point, you have something known as the controller, which is used for deliver of simple enterprise class access to small and mid-sized network. Now, these products, which are basically embedded wireless controller, has an embedded wireless controller with a Catalyst access point. Now, it can manage up to 100 access point and 2000 client, depending on, of course, the model that you choose. The growth is never an issue because you can always add more devices. The solution can easily migrate to an appliance or even cloud-based controller deployment, which allows your investment to grow with your business needs. Now, all of these products will have a built-in enterprise class security and resilience features where you have a peace of mind knowing that your network is protected and always on. Now, some of these controller that we have, for example, you got the 9105, 9115. These each have a different number of users and access point capability. Now, these are, by the way, not an access point per se. They are the controller for the access point. We already talked about the access point in the previous slide. So let's say you have an environment for up to 50 access points and you want to manage up to 1,000 clients. In that scenario, you want to choose something like 9105 access point controller. If you need our environment where you have 100 access point, well, in that scenario, you want to go with, for example, 9120 access point. Each one of them has the different number of access point requirement and, of course, a number of client requirement. Now, it is always okay to go with a little bit higher depending on your deployment. Let's say that you have a desire for 50 access point. You may want to go a little bit over. That way, if you want to ever increase or if you're growing, you will have that room to grow as well. So wireless access point, wireless controllerless access point, basically what it does, it allows you to manage all the access point from central locations. The advantage of a controller is that if you can take your wireless information, or SID, or often known as the SSID, it can carry over your layer 3 all the way to maybe another locations. That way, you dropping of your signals from your handheld device or from your wireless device almost will be unnoticeable for many users, because everything will be available as soon as they go to the other locations. They don't even have to configure or join that environment in order to get access to your corporate wireless. Now, basically, in terms of the Cisco wireless solutions, like I said, there are so many solutions available from Cisco. You got the various indoor access point. You have the Cisco DNA, which gives you a software access to the DNA architecture that allows you to give you access to the software-defined wireless environment. You also have a cloud-based managed access point, such as the MERAKI, as we talked about. With MERAKI, with a central login capability, you can manage all your users, give them appropriate wireless access, permissions, and also manage all sorts of security from one locations. Then you have the controller. Now, controllerless is basically allows you to provide a seamless layer 2 access without having to, let's say, rejoin from when you go to different locations. It basically gives you, allows you to have a extended layer 2 environment for your local area network or wide area network. And then, of course, you have the Cisco DNS software, which is a separate software that you have to get access to, and of course, the MERAKI platform. So those are the various solutions that are available from Cisco when it comes to deploying enhanced wireless environment. Thank you, everyone. Hopefully, this information was informative and valuable to you. And if you want to learn more about it, you can, of course, take a look at the product documentations available from Cisco website in terms of what the capability of each product does. And if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer.
Thank you, Faisal. That was very informative. I know everyone is looking forward to the question and answer session, so go ahead and start putting your questions into the questions panel. And while you do that, I would like to give the presentation rights to Anjali, our vendor manager, to introduce our promotions and webinar-related courses.
Thank you, Leela, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, Faisal, for such an informative session. So first of all, on behalf of Netcom Learning, I would like to thank you all for attending today's webinar. I hope this session was insightful for all of you. Our purpose is to promote the values of lifelong learning, and I'm proud to announce that we are the Microsoft Learning Partner for the year 2022. Moving ahead, I would like to introduce you to some of our current Cisco promotions and sales tools that you can leverage. First one I want to talk about is our free Cisco training. Now, with free Cisco training, you get a 2-hour customized group training to train your teams on Cisco technologies. You can train a group of 10 employees or even more on in-demand Cisco certifications, including networking, enterprise, data center, security, collaboration, cyber ops, service provider, DevNet, and many more. You'll get a well-designed customized training solution specifically tailored to meet your learning goals. Another way to upskill yourself and your teams is via our Cisco All Access Pass. Now, this is a Cisco Digital Learning All Inclusive and All Access Pass that gives you instant access to unlimited Cisco e learning courses for an entire year. This is an all inclusive subscription that covers the Cisco courses and certifications on 5 major Cisco technologies, including networking, security, data center, collaboration, and DevNet. You also get online courses, video lectures, reference materials, and that will help you achieve the networking and infrastructure skills that you need. One last information I want to share is on our upcoming webinars. Now, this is the homepage of our website, and when you go on the resources section, the first section that you see is our upcoming webinars. When you click on the page, you'll see all our upcoming webinars. These are divided into 9 practice areas, and as per your need, you can pick and choose and register to all our upcoming webinars in advance. For any queries, you can always reach out to us at www.netcomlearning.com or even write to us at cisco@netcomlearning.com. Thank you once again for attending this webinar. Thank you, Leela. That's all from my end. Back to you.
Thanks so much for guiding us through that information, Anjali. Now we are going to go ahead and jump right into our question and answer session. If you haven't yet, it's not too late to pop your questions into the question panel. But before we do that, we are going to launch a quick poll that we want to invite you to participate in. Doing so helps us know how we can better serve you by telling us who might be interested in more information or in taking some additional training. In addition, we have a lot of informative webinars coming up. Please go to www.netcomlearning.com/webinars/ to register for those.
Muted.
The first question we have today is, what is the minimum knowledge required to understand this course well?
Well, thanks for asking the questions. It's good questions because a lot of time what happen is people will jump into this technology without having the appropriate background. In order for you to get involved in wireless or prepare for this certifications, for example, you need to have a good knowledge about your routing switching background, such as having a minimum of CCNA, for example, would be a very good start. Network Plus definitely will be very beneficial. But good knowledge of TCP/IP is a mandatory because of the various technologies that are involved, and TCP/IP plays a vital role as well in there as well. Basic networking switching will definitely will help you enhance the learning and make you understand the technologies that are involved in learning the wireless solutions.
The next question is from John. He is asking, what type of job roles would one be looking forward in this certification?
Well, once you achieve a certification, job role will depend on, of course, the job description that you have. But a person who's we're going to work in wireless, for example, could be doing working as a network administrator, a network enterprise administrator, could be someone who's identified as a wireless engineer. But your day-to-day job, for example, could be, do network configurations, administration of the access point, could be involved like, monitoring the security of it, as well as, continuous monitoring and updating the software and the firmware on the APs. So as far as the title is concerned, generally network engineer would be your general title for wireless as well. But there are certain titles that are involved, like Cisco Wireless Administrator, Cisco Wireless Engineers, will be some of those job titles and responsibility. Its responsibility could be anywhere from installing AP to integration of the controllers with a Cisco DNA, as well as configuring like the software defined component of it.
Next question that is being asked, what is fast SSID charging?
Well, that's a good question. Thank you for asking. The fast SSID changing basically allows a customer to move between the SID or SSID. So think about when a customer sends a new association for a different SID, the client entry into the controller connection table is cleared before a client is added to the new SID. When you enable the fast SSID, for example, when it's disabled, a controller will enforce a delay before the client can be allowed to move to new SSID. So, for example, you walk into a fifth floor and you see, you have a 5G connection. So you want to disconnect from your existing one. Well, let's say you had a fourth floor Wi-Fi SSID. You want to connect to the fifth floor one. In that case, when you're switching from fourth floor to fifth floor, what's going to happen is this feature will make it much more, it will basically speed up the process of rejoining to the new SSID compared to the traditional way where it has to, there's a delay of going that. So this feature will increase the efficiency of joining into the new SSID as you move from one SID to another SID.
Looks like we have some time to take another question. Can I set a limit on the number of clients that can connect to a wireless LAN?
Well, you certainly can. You have a way to set a limit, for example, number of clients that can connect to WAN. Now, this is a very useful scenario where, for example, you may have a certain license requirement where you need to control how many people can go on a connect to a Wi-Fi LAN in order to ensure that you are within that license. And you could do that either through the controller or through the MERAKI platform, depending on which one you're using. But yeah, it does allow you to do that. And it is something that you probably want to do that to ensure that you are compliant with the license requirement from Cisco.
Next question is, in a wireless LAN controller and lightweight access point protocol, what differentiated services code point values are passed for voice traffic? How is QoS implemented on the WLC?
Well, when it comes to QoS and voice, you have to be very careful because voice is a very sensitive type of real-time traffic, and you want to ensure that there is appropriate classifications that are deployed for voice, especially on the WAN. Now, what Cisco does, Cisco provide an unified wireless network solution for the Wi-Fi environment. It has a 4-level of QoS for voice. You got the platinum for voice, you got the gold, which is for video, and you got the silver and best effort, which is kind of like a day-to-day traffic. If you are choosing a QoS solution, let's say for your normal employee accessing a browsing web page or accessing files, for example, you want to put those users into your silver and best effort classifications. Now, the question is, how do you differentiate between the voice traffic and someone browsing Facebook, for example? Well, you do that using the DSCP value, which is something that network administrator can easily provision on their network, where they can classify the packet with it. And your job